Hello, everybody. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you. We have some wintry conditions across the valley setting up once again. Snow out west is coating the roads. Winter storm warning in Montana. Are you kidding me? Heading our way. Big time cold. All the facts are coming up next. Join me on Hutch's Weather. But first, to let you know, on Hutch's brand new app, I've got Hutch gear. Do you have somebody that's hard to buy for? Head over to Hutch's Weather app or hutchesweather.com. Shop for Hutch's gear right there. Thanks for your support. We'll talk about everything coming up right now. But first, my friends at Robert Gibbons Sons want to remind you to get that furnace cleaned and inspected. A 25-point inspection, only $129. Please let them know Hutch sent you. Here's what's going on as we take a look at the radar. Hi, everybody. Drop a comment in the line. We're going to go over a few things and let's talk about what it is. The forecast first here on Hutch's Weather. Snowing now and a warning. We'll get you updated with that hour by hour forecast. And we're going to talk about that snow track as we go into the next 2 to 3 days as more clippers keep on a clipping just right out of Canada. 7-day forecast with some snow forecast and ice forecast once again in the region. And we will see some snow in our area. And then we'll take a look at the roads, the radar, and the happening now. Here's a quick look at that as we head into the evening hours. You can certainly see that out to the west, that's what's going on. For us, we're quiet and clearing out, but let's talk about this forecast first, shall we? All right, hour by hour details. I'm going to pick the model that did the best with the last system that we've been talking about. That's the difference. Now, you can even go to Hutch's app or other apps, and you're going to see different models, but I'm going to pick the one that I think is doing best for the region, and that is the difference on Hutch's Weather. So let's get to a model run here that goes out just a little bit farther, and I'm going to pop up the model that's been doing the best, and you know what? It's starting out pretty good as well. Quiet, high pressure, cold. So as this high pressure drifts overhead, look at the snow spreading its way into parts of the oil patch of Montana. Heavy snow here, Glendive. Heavy snow up here along the Highway 2 corridor at times as we go through the late evening hours tonight, and a batch of rain. What is that? That's called a warm front. Warm air pushing ahead into this cold nonsense we have here causes the warm air to rise. That makes clouds, and that makes, well, snowflakes. And in some areas, it makes a narrow band of freezing rain again. So once again, out west, watch that. Shirley, good to have you on board. Deb, good to have you. And FBW, good. Let it snow, let it snow. All right, south winds ahead will warm things up too, so keep that in mind as we go through the evening hours tonight. Now, look at the area of ice setting up, quiet and clear. Where we have deep snow, forecast models are not low enough. I'm going to say that again. Your forecast models not low enough here. I have adjusted the digits that show up at the top of your app for Fargo, but if you're in Grand Forks and some of these other areas, know this. We'll talk about this in the forecast. So cold high pressure moving in during the overnight hours. Look at this, right over where the snowbanks are as we head through the overnight, means sub-zero temperatures. Anyone from, say, Duluth south to the I-35 corridor that has the 3 to 7 inches of flakiness, Hutch says colder than advertised. Now, snow showers moving into the central part of the state, but look at what's setting up. The warm air pushing in, finally warming things up, but bringing rain to frozen ground. Now, it's not going to stay ice forever in these areas, but there could be morning ice as we stop this at about 4 to 5 in the morning. Then another band of snow sets up. So while we have a taste of some flurries as we get our day started, and a few clouds moving in, that really is not going to be too awful impactful other than bringing a little bit of, some slippery nonsense to area roads. Heading through the day, here's where the ice starts building up as we go through noon. So I think this rain and this ice along the boundary here could bring a narrow area of icing. I'll have the details on how much here in just a second. So drop your comments. If you do have questions, I'll get to those in a minute. And in the meantime, let me know your comments on the app. What do you like? What would you like to see? I've heard some details on cancellations. I'll have to see and put that on the Hutch's to-do list. Heading in to the overnight hours, it does look like the clouds and the shower chances will start drifting off into parts of central North Dakota. And then as we head into the Friday morning time frame, we'll see those making their way on in. So Thursday night, overnight is the best chance for some more snow here in the valley. Do you see all these isobars? That means wind straight out of the north. These blue lines are colder and colder chunks of air. So the warm air that's causing the rain is going to be out of here as we go into Thursday night, falling temperatures in Montana, and then icy roads and slushy roads icing back up with this blast, much like the last system that we had, only not quite as much snow for us, but there will be deep piles of snow for you in the big sky country of Montana. I'll show you where here in a minute. That's your hour-by-hour forecast details with this system as we go through the next 24 hours or so. And after that, it looks like bone-chilling cold works its way in, tooth-chipping cold, tongue-to-pole sticking cold working its way into the through. That's your hour-by-hour forecast. Now, let me tell you where the warning is as well. Right now, for you folks in Montana and actually parts of western North Dakota near the oil patch, I think there'll be a chance for some inclement weather as we work our way through. So here is a look at the warning. This is the Highway 2 corridor through northeast Montana. We're talking just north of Fort Peck. So Fort Peck, Glasgow, all the way in towards Wolf Point. Brockton, Culbertson, you're in a winter weather advisory there in blue, as you see there. Now, as we take a look at this, we'll go ahead and zoom out just a bit more. There's a look again at the radar. We have a winter weather advisory for the oil patch. This includes Bismarck, Dickinson, you folks out there in the Regent area. Oh, just issued winter storm watch. Woo, winter storm watch for the mountains of southern Montana. That's just showing up right now. And then heading down into parts of eastern South Dakota, you can see the track of this storm with some light snow as it works its way through. We've got your warnings done. Now let's talk about this forecast, shall we? We're forecast first here. We're not going to make you wait till the end for the 7-day like so many places might. 3 below in the morning in Fargo. Grand Forks a little colder than that because you got more snow. 11 inches? Woo! That's more than shovel trouble. Bust out the snowblowers, Grand Forks. 13 above, though, as that warmer air tries to push in. But guess what that's going to make? Clouds working over the area. And you know what? We could have a few morning flurries as that system works its way through, but nothing too accumulating. That overnight round Thursday into Friday will bring a decent chance for the snowflakes to accumulate here and grease up the roads once again. You wake up on Friday morning, Hutch's 7-day forecast. Here's the difference. This is your morning temperature. It happens between Thursday and Friday. And in the morning, we'll wake up with 11 with a down arrow. That's not good. That means your temperatures are falling through the day to 3 below as you're getting ready to head out the door on your way out of the office or the school building for that matter. And then we'll see a temperature falling to 21 below. So that's why Hutch has purple days for Saturday and Sunday, because red just doesn't seem right when it's this cold. How about 5 below zero on your Saturday? We stay below zero then from Friday afternoon and evening right through Saturday, the entirety of the day for many areas. And then we stay below zero until Sunday, late in the afternoon, even into the overnight. And we'll start scrubbing out that stuff with south winds. You know what that means? Fog. That's right. It's that time of year to get ready and get those cameras out. These cameras right here. You know why? We're going to have that hoarfrost. We're going to have all kinds of fun stuff. And that means slippery roads. So even though these temperatures show growth, Hutch's Weather is here to tell you this is perfect recipe for fog. And I'm not kidding. So we're looking at wind from the south, bringing that temperature. We warm up to 15 on Monday, but the real warmth is behind my big old melon right here. So let's move that melon over to the other side. See here, warming up, fog, fog. You're not going to see that on everybody's 7-day forecast. It's not too hard to know that fog could be a part of our recipe as we go into next week. 33 degrees. I'm all down for that. Even with a little fog and clouds, it'll be nice to get that ice off the driveway. You know what I mean, off the deck as well. Get those shovels out and get ready to kind of clean things up before we go into the next round of the deep freeze. Oh, thank you all very much for your showing of support. Hey, good job on that YouTube channel there. My followers are almost at 10 grand. 10,000 of you have clicked the subscribe button there on the old YouTube channel. So click subscribe right now. Don't forget to hit the notification button on that channel so you can get notified as well. Hey, thanks so much, Scott. How much snow did Lake Bronson get? We'll go over snow totals here, Clayton, in 1 second. With all the storms you've been predicting, Santa is going to give me coal. Oh, no. I've got enough coal. But I could use some more wood for smoking on the grill and the barbecue. Yes, the aurora's right now out too, Heidi. Thank you for that. Let's talk about that. But first, let me finish the forecast of rain, sleet, snow, ice, and all that inclement stuff. Then we'll get to the fun, and then we'll get to you. Thank you, Heidi Dragonfly. Today, 1,000, 10,000. Tomorrow, 1 million. Wow, that sounds pretty fair to me. Fair to mostly Smiley. All right, let's take a look at what's going on with regards to this snow and ice. First of all, the snow, Thursday will be preceded by some areas or post-seeded, I should say, as the snow moves out. We'll have an area of icing setting up. Between the morning hours and noon, it looks like this will be the best area. Again, I'm using the model that I've chosen. You're seeing different things on different areas that show a huge area of ice everywhere and all over. That's probably not going to happen, but we could certainly see some areas of very slick roads out to the west, because temperatures first. Once that warm front moves through, your temperatures are soaring. So slow it down driving out west Thursday morning and even into the afternoon if we get some significant ice with that system that's working its way through. Now, what about the snow? Let's talk about snow, shall we? Here we go. This is snow. Well, let's see. This isn't what I wanted to show. Let me just go back to this, and I'm going to pop the one up for just Thursday because I want to step through this in time. So stepping in time here is just Thursday. We have a little dash making its way through the region as we go towards the 11 o'clock hour. Here's what's going on out to the west as things just get ripping. And it ain't over yet. You saw there were at least 2 clippers working their way through parts of Montana. So on Thursday, you're going to run into a narrow band of ice, as I showed you out here in the south, and a little bit of snow, but a lot more snow as you go down the I-94 corridor, and maybe you're heading up the circle from Glendive. And if you're doing that, look out, you're going to get into some not deep snow, but more snow, 1 to 2 inches, isolated places with a little bit more than that. And here's a look at that batch of nonsense working its way through parts near Rolla. We're talking up near Kenmare and Bottineau, right down into the southeast quadrant of North Dakota. Woo! Now let's switch this puppy right on over and let's take a look at that next one. This is the snowfall for the, let's see, what does this say? Let me make sure this is right. Yep, this is for Friday. So this is not including what happened the day prior. Look what's going on, Glendive. Look what's going on, Miles City, Montana. And this is, again, Hutch's favorite model going out this far, the European model. So I'm going to tell you where I get it. The why is because I trust it more, and it nailed the last forecast about 3 days ahead of time to 4 days ahead of time. So here we go. We're talking about areas there in central Montana to southeast Montana, Coal Strip, Baker, Montana, and all you folks out here in Forsyth and all the way through Miles City. We're talking 4 to 7 inches or more there. Up along the Highway 2 corridor where the storm warning is, we're going to talk about wind and snow on Friday. This is Friday only. That's going to add up to 2 to 4 inches of snow. So you add those couple of days together and we're looking at some more substantial snow. But we're not done yet. No, wait, there's more. What? Yeah, there's more. What are we talking about here? Well, let Hutch tell you. This is a look at what falls on Saturday. Can you believe it? That system working its way out of Montana with all that heavy snow continues down into South Dakota where things were real warm and icy and dumps a good 2 to 4 inches on the narrow heavy band. Now, the narrow heavy band out this far could shift quite a bit, so pay attention, but just know this. You calculate what's going on over that 3-day window. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and this is what you got. Is this what you got? Yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We get a small taste of snow on the ground in our area here, a trace to maybe a couple of inches here and there. Lovely lake effect snow off a Lake of the Woods and Rainy Lake. What? Yeah! That happens as we go into that Saturday time frame. And that, look at that, northern Wisconsin. Look at that, UP of Michigan. That says 10 plus inches. I don't go by the numbers that you see here too specifically this far out, but I do got to say that we'll have a taste of winter here, a better taste of winter in northwest Minnesota for those snow machines to get some action. And look at this, Montana, all of eastern Montana picking up beneficial moisture. We could have over 6 inches of snow. Notice I put this chance of 6 inches of snow. I don't like looking at all of these total numbers out this far, but the 3-day total, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, shazam, we're talking about a narrow band of heaviness going its way on through. And that is a look. So the 7-day planner, as I was showing you, brings all of this nonsense to the region, and then the cold settles in as we get into Saturday. Behind it, Arctic air comes in, wind chills to 40 below, folks, particularly on Sunday as we start warming up. And that's what I think we're going to see as we go through. Hey, how does Pedro like the snow? You asked, you shall receive. Check it out. Wait, where did he go? Oh, it's on the front page of my post here. So you'll have to look, but he was not excited about it. Let's just put it that way. He does like to run around if there's other dogs in the neighborhood heading outside. Okay, roads and radar, and then we're going to get to that northern lights because there's a chance, and you have a great chance at seeing it right now is what I'm hearing. Do you want now? Let me know, and I'll pop it up right now. We got northern lights, but let's go over the roads because out to the west, things are a little slickery out there where the snow is flying. Hey, yo, Nathan, good to have you on board. Yeah, weather kids are fun, and I hope you can sign your kids up. You can do that from the website, hutchesweather.com, or the brand new app. Out to the west, we got purple. Purple means snow is beginning to cover the roads. Thanks to my fine friends at OK Tire for sponsoring Hutch's Road Report online and on the go right on your app. Let's get to it. Here's a look at these North Dakota roads. Now, when we go zoom in, on the app, all you got to do is turn these cameras on by switching the trigger and boom, they're on. Here's Dickinson right now where we got purple roads and that's snowy. And look at it go. We got snow reducing visibility, kind of a snow fog, if you will, out there. And that's eastbound I-94 outside of Dickinson on the east side of town. Go west, young man, to Beach, North Dakota and bring your towel. Not as much snow covering the road, but certainly some tricky road conditions there. Look at the camera, look in the other direction and you're looking across the wind there, so we're getting those streaks of snow. Watford City, let's check in on what's going on in the north branch of the park and on the north side there. And yep, in the oil patch, we definitely have some flakes of flying and wintry weather. Nothing that we can't handle here, right? Look what's going on in northeast North Dakota. Still purple roads from the rough and tumble 11 inches of snow. They look like there's much improved conditions on the road surfaces, but the purple means that there are some slippery spots with snow coverage. Let's check Highway 5 near Langdon, and this is what it looks like. You can certainly see the piles of snow there. So that's a look at the North Dakota roads. The yellow, by the way, right in here, that's icy conditions, and you're going to run into that through the Cheyenne River Valley from Devil's Lake straight into Valley City. I mean, can you not see that? Look at the ice. Look at that. Just crusty looking stuff out there on the snow. It looks like a few people took the ditch right there as well. Let's go on up toward that Buffalo area and we can start to see that things are a little bit dicey and icy there. That is your roads in the great state of North Dakota. What about South Dakota? Last night there was a no travel advised in the northeast quadrant. That's been lifted. We still have some areas with some road coverage out there, and looking out to the west, we can see some pink roads out there as you get up near the Black Hills and the foothills of the Black Hills. So from Bison through Faith and on out towards Buffalo, South Dakota, those roads is pink, and there's what they look like on the camera right now. Woo, look at that. You're going to be slip sliding away through the old Riva Gap up there in the northwest part of the state. Beautiful South Dakota. How about Minnesota? You know what? They took it right in the shorts out there to the east part of the state with also 6 to 10 inches of snow, and it made its way up to nearly 1 foot of snow in the northwest portion of the state near, well, Grand Forks. So here's a look at what's going on Minnesota roads tonight. And what we'll have here are some areas of pink, which means completely covered roads. Look at 75. Look at 9 and 32 as you go between, say, the Polk County area through Norman County right now. So that's some rough and tumble weather. Here is a look at the road conditions on I-94 as we cross that 210 corridor as well. And certainly it's pretty icy road surface there as well in places. So completely covered roads reported there. Let's go up north towards Beltrami, and they've got that cleaned off pretty well up on the Highway 9 corridor there as you go up through Beltrami. Now down south as you go down towards the wow, look at this, Tenney on Highway 75. That's pretty snowy looking out there. So they're still working on the roads down in parts of South Dakota and Minnesota as well. And now when we get down toward the cities, if your travels take you there, do be advised that that Highway 10 corridor, as we check in on it, looks pretty good until you get to about Verndale and not far from Wadena. And we're still seeing some ice on the surface of the roads out there. So keep that cruise control off, okay? Because you're going to hit one of them icy patches and it isn't no fun at all. Now, as you go through the Sauk Center area, look at the glaze on those road surfaces as well. Check hutchesweather.com. Check Hutch's brand spanking new weather app as well, and you'll get the latest on the roads. Make sure you turn those cameras on and you can see, just like we did here, what you may be driving through. And hey, Manitoba, I see you, and we take care of you as well. Manitoba roads are available on hutchesweather.com and the brand new weather app. And that is brought to you by my friends at OK Tire Store, along with some special Hutch information and access to a computer model showing snowfall forecast data as well. Now let's let's talk. What else do we got to talk about? Thank you, Bonnie. I appreciate it. Benjamin Davis, won't be shocked if some areas get to minus 55 wind chills, Hutch. I don't think that you could be far off there. It just depends on the timing of the wind. When we get those cold high pressure systems right over the top of us, there's two things that happen. Number one, the wind usually decreases as the high pressure or the coldest part of the air mass is right over us. But in the windy areas, you betcha. Here's the other thing that can cause problems. Remember that fog I was talking about? When we get fog setting up, it warms us up. It absorbs energy. It stops us from getting as cold overnight. So if you don't like the super duper cold, well, you might want to pray for a little bit of that fog. Thank you very much. Bev Bialki, I hope I pronunciated your name correctly. Babbitt, Minnesota, downloaded the app, and thank you for doing so. Thanks, Sean. Good to see you. How does Pedro like the snow? His belly gets cold because he's got pretty short legs. Now, let's talk a little bit about the aurora. So to do that, I'm going to sneak up to this monitor up top, and what I'm going to do is load this up for us here. And give me 1 second while I didn't have this pre-planned, so we'll just kind of take a look at this right here. So now, we are going to a couple of my favorite spots to check out the latest on those northern lights. So let's see, where are we going here? Here we go, and Shazam. Okay, so we're going to take you up to the top monitors. Pardon my eyeballs for wandering, but I had to get things loaded up right. And here you go. The University of North Dakota has a basically dual camera setup that monitors for what's going on with those northern lights. So here we go. Boom. Let's see if it's working right. Okay, that's the right screen. Now I need to change the window. Let me do that. Boom, shakalaka, and here we go. That looks right. Now, if we take a look at the live shot right now, here, oh boy. So we'll just minimize that. As soon as we can, we'll get by the spot here or the commercial, and we'll get right to your business at hand. Number one, the northern lights, as reported by Heidi, are out and about, if you're up from the far north. Oh, no memory card, cannot play. Okay, well, I guess I don't have a memory card. There it is. That's a live shot right there. So now we're looking, and we do see a faint little glow down here, and you can see, look at that. That's the dipper that's large. El Grande Dipper right out there, the Big Dipper, and that's a look from, this is from Inkster, North Dakota, and thanks to my friends at the University of North Dakota's Physics and Astrophysics Department, Aurorasaurus Network. And yes, we do see a little bit of a faint glow there. The numbers are quite high tonight for that. Now, I do have another one that I can share with you here. So let me see if I can pull that up here for us, because you know what? Friends of Hutch's Weather, the Argyle Dragon, they're also up in the northern part of Minnesota here. Specifically, I've heard Argyle. Ah, look at that. You can absolutely see it in northern Minnesota. So that's what we got going on, Northern Lights. Snap a picture, upload it right from your cellular device to Hutch's Weather app. Download it today. Ethan, today was terrible road conditions. Indeed, and it's getting better, but it's not great yet. And it will take a little bit of a warm up for us to be able to get underneath the ice and kind of peel that off of everything. Thank you, sir, for helping us all be safe on the truck driver this side. That's right. Toby, thank you very much. Thanks for what you do. And I know that white knuckle driving, and then all of us little cars zipping in and out of you semis, it takes you longer to stop. So again, I started out with a view here. Let's go right back to it. This is what's going on in the Fargo-Moorhead area, and I want to thank a good friend of mine for sharing this. Let's see what we got here. This is a look at what roads looked like earlier today. Look at that solid ice. This is Fargo in South Fargo, 45th Street and 52nd Avenue. There's spun out vehicles there. There was some fender benders there. It's a crash, folks. This video, courtesy of someone you may know, someone I definitely know and respect, Mr. Mike Morkin. Thank you very much for sharing the file and uploading this to me. Yes, indeed, that is some terribly icy conditions out there. Even as our weather has quieted down, it's still pretty dangerous. So again, thanks to all of you who have submitted so much fun like these pictures to hutchesweather.com or from the app as well. Now check it out as you take a look. There's dogs out there having fun in the sun, and I got to tell you, it was nice to see the sun today. It did feel a little bit nice. This is what it looked like in DL. Thanks so much, Julia, for sharing this glistening shot off the beautiful treed terrain there with the snowflakes laying over the top of those trees. Thanks, Julia. Now here is Another good friend out there enjoying the time. This might be a friend of Pedro's. Look at that forehead there. He's got icicles on there. And this is also from Julia. This is Miss Maggie. Miss Maggie, it looks like it wasn't too rough out there for you. You look like you had a great time. And you know what? Hutch says this. This wasn't shovel trouble, folks. You need one of these to clear out the farm. I mean, look at the snow in Warren, Minnesota. Holy buckets. That is what you need the old snow thrower for right there. Thank you very much, Scott. Thank you for your kind words there. Heidi Lynn says you can build a live web stream in Inkster. You posted the link. Thank you very much for posting this. And I'm going to paste it up over on the YouTube channel side as well. So now we're sharing it with everybody. And if you missed it from Heidi, you'll get it right there. That's the University of North Dakota's link right there. And let's see if I can share my other friend that's seeing it right here. This is from the Argyle Dragon is what it's called here. And from Argyle, Minnesota, here's a link. And that's the one where I was just showing you where we could see a little bit of evidence of the fancy pants northern lights beginning to take off. Some of the numbers are pretty elevated tonight as far as the KP index goes. I think I've seen as high as 6. And that means there's a decent chance of it if all the oranges line up in a row. That is a look at Hutch's weather. I'll have an update a little bit later, but you were asking about snowfall reports, and you know, it takes me a while but I sure do my best. So let's talk about those. Now, this is a look across the nation. So that national view is showing that in the last 24 hours, well, that snowstorm ripped from northeast North Dakota through central Minnesota, right into Duluth, right into northern Wisconsin, and now it's wreaking havoc out there in the New England states as well. Now, you can take this and you can go ahead and hop right down into it on my app. And someone was asking how this works, so I hope you're watching right now. I don't want to name anybody, but on the app, this is a little bit smaller space to operate this. This is from the National Weather Service, and they accumulate all of the reports. And I want to make something clear here. On these snowfall reports. They come from you. The National Weather Service has cooperative observers, and without them, we wouldn't have all these snow reports. So when you pass a report on to me, I pass it on to the National Weather Service. That's how we regular observers, and that's wonderful. And you can learn more about doing that as well by contacting the National Weather Service and asking about the Cooperative Weather Observer Program. But for now, let's take you in just a little bit closer and show you what the reports that you provided the National Weather Service show. The yellow dots, the light yellow dots, that is 6 to 8 inches of snow. Oh no, the orange dots are 8 to 12 inches of snow. So we step it in up a notch here. Anywhere in Grand Forks County and Polk County, Marshall County, Minnesota, there's 9 inches reported here. And this report is from Warren. And I got a report, thank you very much, of 11 inches in Warren for sharing that. 8 inches in Thief River Falls. Grafton reporting 10 inches of snow. Outside Grand Forks on the north side of town there, 8 inches. East Grand Forks, 8.9 inches as we go towards Mallory, just not far from Fisher. So you can see the big winners out here, including Crookston at 6 inches of fluffy flakiness out there. Now, we did get a nice 8-inch report out there at Niagara, but I do want to point this out. How can it happen where we get a 4-inch report next to an 8-inch report? Sometimes the snow is a little heavier in one spot than the other. The other thing to keep in mind is that some of these reports came in earlier in the day, and then they didn't follow up with another report late when the event was over. So we end up with some kind of a map that looks like that. Well, these observations are all over the place. When we get windy, though, it's not uncommon to have one place say, oh, we only got 2 inches because it all drifted down to South Dakota. All right. Go into Lakes Country, and just along and south of Highway 2 is where it really rocked. 7.8 inches fertile, 7 inches in Erskine, 6 inches in Lengby, 8 inches in 2 inlets. But if you go back here, you can see Natowash rocking the 10.5 inch shovel trouble. I hope you put away the shovels and got out the snowblowers there. Hopefully the 2-stage, right? You need that. 8.5 inches reported here in Lake Itasca. Get along the Highway 10 corridor, and these were between 4 and 7 inches of snow there, with some of the big winners, as we talked about on Hutch's weather before the storm, Detroit Lakes and Points North, 6.5. How about 9 inches in Vergus? That's a pretty good swath of snow that made its way through there. Otter Tail Lake, how about that? 7 inches of snow. Now, you want more snow totals? If you want to look Some people have asked me, how come you can't tell me what happened in Jamestown? Well, first of all, Jamestown, I didn't get a report from there, so we don't know unless we get a report from somebody. But it was mainly the rain and the ice, and it kind of sometimes melts before you have a chance to get your ruler out there. So that's what happened. Now, the I-35 corridor, the Twin Cities, the I-94 corridor, 6 inches of snow, and St. Augusta out there in that Sauk Rapids area, I-35 getting hit with 5 to 7 inches of snow as you go between the Twin Cities and Duluth Superior. And the North Shore picking up some decent amounts of snow in the hills of Duluth on the North Shore there, 5.8 inches. In West Duluth, as we kept rocking right through Wisconsin with 6 to 8 inches of snow, made its way through the northern parts of Michigan with 6 and 7 inches out there by Paris. We get down a little bit closer down here and we can see 3.5 in Ann Arbor, Michigan. So there was some decent snow there. And look at some heavier amounts up here by White Lake as we get more into the Detroit area. And then off to the east in upstate New York, we're seeing 10-inch reports not far from Trenton, New York. So that system was a system that kept on giving as it worked its way across. Sean, thanks for your report, 8 to 10 inches from Babe the Blue Ox. Thank you, Toby, for downloading Hutch's weather app. Thanks so much to all of you. I'll keep you updated right here. But remember, on Hutch's weather app, you can get the very latest information that you need. And also, thanks to all of you who put your order in for Hutch's gear already. Some of you going, maybe this would make a nice holiday gift. Well, thank you, because that goes to support the next steps of Hutch's weather. For now, have a good evening. I'll have an update coming up a little bit later, and certainly by first thing in the morning as well. We'll see you soon.
This has been a Hutch's weather update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching Hutch's weather anywhere, anytime at hutchesweather.com.